Hey, what's up? So I'm putting on this blanket because I had to click the button to turn it on because I'm really cold. Sorry, the sun's really bright. It is a day where the sun is out, as you can probably tell. But I was sitting there. It's a Saturday, like pretty much every one of these, and I was sitting there thinking, like, you know what? I should probably talk about. Ooh, let's move you down. But I should probably talk about a little thing called perspective. Perspective. And the thing about it is, perspective is one of those things you kind of have to go through to quite get. Like it's one thing to think that you're in a you learn you're thinking in a certain way or doing whatever, but it's when you're kind of thrown in these situations that you kind of like realize, oh shoot, like this actually is like this or that. And I don't know how to. It's kind of a tough thing to explain, but so that's why I'm talking. But I don't know what the hell this is, but I what I've realized is the beauty of going through tough situations, just like in a lot of ways, there's a bunch of ways that it is beautiful or whatever, just cliche, but it is that it allows you to kind of see life differently. Like being in spots, like it's kind of the equivalent of like, okay, hanging out with friends you don't like versus hanging out with friends you like, or being in a good relationship, bad relationship, all that stuff. It allows you to kind of value the stuff you have. So that's why when I think back to, I mean, last few years, honestly, like being blunt for my life, like looking in terms of how I felt and all that stuff, it is like dog shit. It's been like my last few years, I've been kind of just that way in terms of how I felt. But it's also like way better than the past 19 years because of the fact that I've been able to see from a new lens life. And it may sound like a cliche thing, but it genuinely, by being in these spots, by being in situations consistently, and kind of consistently in situations to where even the stuff I went through behind it couldn't prepare me for what's ahead, has allowed me to kind of just go through life and just live it, just control what I can control, and then let life do its thing. And what I learned is, hey, like, I could do things I thought I couldn't. And also, you know what? It's not as bad as I thought. Also, at a certain point, like I've been in these spots where I've really been struggling. And what I realized is, okay, back when I wasn't really struggling, I was struggling. Like, and by struggling, I don't mean like whatever. I just mean like in terms of emotionally, mentally, stress, anxiety, whatever the hell. But I wasn't really struggling. And so that allowed me to kind of value that stuff more and understand that, okay, let's just be blunt here. It's an ideal situation. I'm not in a situation to where I'd want to like stay in, and I'm in a very good situation. Don't get me wrong, but like what I'm saying is, I'm consistently in the spot where I wanted where I like almost feel the need to do stuff. But even then, in this spot, it could be much worse, and not necessarily have to be something to where I'm like homeless or I'm doing this and that. But you can be in spots. You can even be in spots where you're not worrying about money, you're not worrying about this, not worrying about that, and it still feels like garbage. And so I don't know. It was really cool. Like I've had these experiences that were like literally pushed me to my like wits end, like pushed me to the point where I literally was like, how the hell am I gonna be? How the hell am I gonna do this for X amount of days? I'm doing this thing. Like genuinely have no idea. But then I do it, and I'm like, oh shoot, wow, I did it. And that sucked, but at least it allowed me to go through it. And at the very least, I understand, hey, it'd be really tough to get back here. So everything kind of goes up. So what I'm really saying is that hitting rock bottom is kind of a very good thing and allows you to kind of see from a different perspective. Like it kind of puts everything else through lens when you kind of have gone through something to where you're like, I genuinely have no idea how I got through it. And it's not like I'm some special thing or anything. I literally just lived through it. I just experienced it and just went through it. I didn't give up or didn't whatever. It was just a short thing, like just being out. I was out in LA for a little bit. I made a bunch of vlogs for a month. It was so hell to me for some reason that I can't even fathom how I felt that way. Like I genuinely cannot do. And I come back, I'm back in Arizona, back doing stuff. I'm like, okay, this for all intents and purposes, not great situation in a lot of ways in terms of like, okay, I want to do a lot of stuff that I'm not currently doing, a lot of stuff I'm missing or whatever, but it feels light years better than that. So I'm like, okay, if I'm not in that, hey, I'm vibing, I'm chilling, and that's the thing about life. You kind of got to be in these spots or put yourself in these spots that really suck in order to understand the stuff that you really want to do and understand the spots that are good and try to find ways to make the spots that are good like more part of your life. Like find the pieces of your life that really matter the most, that you care about the most, and build your life around that and build a life that's complete and fulfilled. And so like when I was out there, one of the biggest problems was I was missing so much of myself, or like missing friends, or missing being around family, missing certain places, missing just a whole bunch of stuff. I was missing just a whole bunch of stuff, and for me, it just it when the gut, when the instincts, when you're like, this is not right. When that happens, I feel it heavy, heavy, heavy for some reason. But so when I was doing that, and I was like, okay, this is a situation that I definitely am not wanting to continue, and I was doing that for like a month. I was every day was like, holy crud! It felt like a marathon. I genuinely like like I bring up every single time, but losing a dad is tough and all that stuff, and that plays into what made that experience tough. But the years after, the 2 years after that, were nothing compared to that 30 days. Those 30 days, I think it was just me being by myself in an absolutely shitty part of LA, and not having stuff to do and all that stuff. But it made the 2 years after losing it and being alone and going through all this stuff feel like a cakewalk. It was insane, and it just gave me a new lens of perspective. Like I thought the losing the dad thing, all that stuff, was a new lens of perspective, and it was. But I was not prepared for what's next. It was definitely not, like, because there's been a lot of new perspective stuff, and I'm so thankful for it because it allows me to see life in a different way. And the more it happens, the more it's helped me kind of like just be thankful and value what I got and not overlook things. And so that's why I think to anyone out there who's going through tough times, it sucks. I get you, but it also is a good way to value life, to make the most of life. And when you go through it, it just feels good. It feels good going through something tough and growing from it, learning from it, and all that stuff, versus just doing the easy route and doing whatever, stuff like that. Like it's good to go through stuff, and it kind of just allows you to value life to the fullest and do things you would be too scared to do before, but now you got the confidence to do so, and really have peace and have stillness within your mind, and be like, okay, you know what? If I can go do that, I can do anything, and it doesn't matter what else says. I'm just going to take it one day at a time, and I'll get there. Like it's just it sounds simple and it sounds whatever, saying this stuff like just taking day but life at one at a time, or doing this and that, but it really is about believing it. And I feel like when you kind of go through situations to where you don't really think you can go through it, and then you go through it, it allows you. It's a lot easier to believe things when you're like, oh, I did this, so why can't I do this, or why can't I do this? Like having that perspective change is so important, and allows you to kind of value yourself and your life, and be like, you know what, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something. I'm not gonna just whatever, and like I'm not gonna just be whatever and complacent and all stuff. Like I'm actually gonna be doing stuff, and hey, I might fail, I might do this and all stuff, but I'm gonna keep going and trying because I do not want to be back there. I do not want to be in that situation. So hopefully, to anyone out there going through tough times, understand that hey, there's a power to it. It all helps you kind of enjoy life and value the good times that much more. And it's not. I don't even think it's good and bad. I think it's more so just situations that may be tougher, or situations that may be more like enjoyable or whatever. But yeah, hope you all are having a great day, life, and all that stuff. Subscribe, like if you want, and let me know if you want me to talk about anything. I know I get no comments, but hey, you might as well prepare for when I do. Maybe you never know. Goodbye.